You are listening to another Third Coast Nerds podcast. I had a dream that Kiretl Agio for Medish Mob and Shonaladar at the foot of Serpent Shrine Cavern. The moment they locked eyes, they...
Oh, it's so funny that you threw him in there, because
Yeah.
I was going through movies the other day that I want to watch, and he was in it, and I'm sitting in the car, and like, Shaweedle! And she's like, what? And I was like, you haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, wow. That I don't even know what just happened all the way.
Can we listen to that again? Like, oh, that was good.
Yeah, that was
Good stuff.
All right, I'm
Good
done.
stuff.
That's
Right.
a wrap.
Wrap it up.
That's one of the oldest intros that we've had. I made that forever ago. I made that when we were actually talking about
Shaweedle.
the Ishmobin story, which was maybe we were in the teens, I think,
Yeah.
the episodes.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, so it's been a while. That one's just been hanging out in the folder because I haven't found a use for it. And I thought it may have been too annoying to use, but
Yeah.
I haven't had time to make new themes, so used it.
Right. Might as well.
It's kind of reminding me it's been like 30 episodes since I've used my computer speakers. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's
haven't.
been a while.
No soundboards, no nothing, man.
I'm going to remedy that.
Yeah, so welcome to the doldrums of summer,
Yeah.
where not a damn thing's going on.
I know.
There's no TV. But hey, LeBron's is
The sad part is, man, I only watch like a half of the games now.
yeah.
It's like there's nothing else on TV, so I can watch as many Stargates as I want. And I like Stargate more than LeBron James.
Yeah.
So
I think I'm going to start that now.
yeah, I'm on season 8. It's actually been really fun because I caught back up to Joe. So
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're
I forgot about that.
I just watched the episode with Wayne Brady, which was
I
fun.
love that one.
Wait, yeah, it's good to be king. That was a fun episode to watch,
Yeah.
and it was good because I got done watching that one, and I think the one before it and after, and then went to the office and was sitting there on my lunch break, checked Reddit. I was like, sweet. He posted memories for that episode. It's like very nice. I like this. So I didn't realize that Richard Dean Anderson was such a Simpsons fan. So all the times during that was all ad-libbed. And
Oh.
apparently he was such a big fan of the show that he went to go and sit at one of the table readings at The Simpsons and made friends with the guy that did the voice of Homer Simpson. And they've actually probably still remain friends. They've been friends. And that's why that guy played a role in an episode of SG-1, and Richard Dean Anderson as Jack O'Neill was in The Simpsons, was because he liked the show so much and became friends with one of the voice actors.
Oh, nice.
So I was like, oh, that's pretty sweet.
Very nice.
So, yeah.
Wait, so he's in there as Jack O'Neill in The Simpsons?
Oh, yeah, there's an episode.
I think I've actually
There's a
seen-
Stargate episode of The Simpsons. Like,
That sounds familiar. I just
Yeah.
I can't recall it.
it might be on my Plex, but good luck finding it.
I think I've actually seen that episode because every once in a while I'll watch Simpsons, and I remember watching your one with Richard Dean Anderson in it.
Yeah, he was a huge fan. So I'm getting my little tidbits of all my information. So it's been good.
You weren't really a Simpsons fan at all, were you?
I was a fan of a lot of the way I watch those types of cartoons is I let the masses test it out first. And if a good percentage of them don't like it, I'll give it a try.
The Simpsons started when you were like 6.
Yeah, I know, but I was smart back then too. So realistically, I have to let it build a following.
What's the
before I'm
word on the
willing to
playground?
invest.
What's the word on the playground?
I'm not doing no games right now. I watched maybe half of the seasons, but they were really more filler.
Yeah.
It was a cartoon. It was funny. Same thing with South Park. I waited till like 3 seasons in and started watching it. But I really only liked like 2 or 3 episodes. So it was really, people are coming over. We're going to drink and hang out. It's something to throw on the TV.
Yeah, and normally I just watch the ones that people are like, oh, did you see like the World
that's
of
what
Warcraft
I do now,
one?
yeah.
The World of Warcraft
So-
one I wouldn't have seen if people didn't like, dude, you have to see that one. I'm like, okay.
When
The,
there's
the
some
Magic the
buzz.
Gathering episode
Yeah,
is hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's that one.
Where Kenny versus the chicken.
yeah.
Yeah. And then the Cinepad one was,
Oh, no, that was dirty.
that one was
That was
hilarious.
dirty.
It was, but
I'm about to watch those. 'cause
it
I've
was
only seen
still
the movie.
funny.
I've heard good things about later seasons of South Park, but I mean, it's really
once
hard.
once
to do the
both
same thing
shows got
20
to double
years.
digits, once both shows got to double digits, they really fell off, and then you have to wait until they get to like the 20s
Yeah.
before they get good again. The last two seasons of South Park have been insanely good.
That's what I've heard, and I've kind of realized it alternates with some of the political landscape as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because more so I think South Park than Simpsons. They play current event stuff, so
Yeah.
that's always what's impressed me about that show. Was I'd hear about something on Tuesday, and like Thursday it's on South Park.
yeah.
Like them being able to do that quickly. I mean, they're just putting squares and circles on the paper and shaking it. That's how they make the
Well,
Well,
character.
it
with
depends
their-
on the season. They were using construction paper. A few of them.
Yeah, they're using all CGI now. It's
Oh,
all
yeah.
computer generated. And if you've watched like the making of South Park, or like I can't remember what the name of the documentary was, but it actually shows them sometimes they're animating the end of the episode as it's broadcasting.
Oh wow!
Like the show already started broadcasting.
How do
and
they
they're
get the
working
approval
it.
on that? They get it approved before it's animated.
No, well, they have to like there's a roundabout process they have to go
Yeah.
through, and kind of like, they don't have sometimes they don't have a finalized script, and sometimes they'll actually ad lib parts of an episode
Huh.
because it's like you got to get it done. You got to get it done. It's like
Yeah.
the majority of the episodes you see, they did 7 days before it aired. Like that, they started working on it 7 days before
Yeah.
it aired.
That's the way a lot of those shows are.
And sometimes it just doesn't work out. The content is not something they like, or like a brand new, like a current event happens like
2 days before.
2 days before or the
And
day of.
They can come up with something better in 20 minutes than they had
Yeah.
in 5 days. So
Yeah, and they
gotta run
start
with
from
it.
scratch again.
Yeah.
But the idea that they're like they're putting an episode together and voices, animation, everything as it's already started airing and it's only a half-hour show.
Yeah. That's well. I mean, realistically, those shows are only like 16 minutes long.
Yeah.
So when you think of it that way, those commercials are buying them like half the episode time.
Yeah. But you see that and you're like, SNL, you done fell off. Like you have rehearsals and you still can't put together a good show. And it's an animated program. They did not have time to do a read through and they're doing it better than you.
Yeah. Professionals. Yeah, it's been a pretty slow week. I mean, I think all I'm watching right now is like Penny Dreadful and Game of Thrones.
Stanley Cup Finals.
Oh yeah,
Sharks are down 3
this
games
is
to
our
1.
sport month.
This is sport month, yeah. All the finals happen now.
Well, you got U.S. Open, you got hockey, and you got basketball.
Yeah.
All.
Game 5 is live right
US
now.
Open.
Sharks are up by 1 goal.
Golf.
Oh yeah.
Because I know it's not tennis because tennis doesn't start until September.
I saw
French
an
Open just finished
Australian
this one.
match. I saw an Australian match where one woman was going for a far reach and decided she would disqualify the point by hucking her racket at the ball boy.
On purpose?
Yes.
Oh.
This Australian Open?
And it's some kind of like weird. I think it was Australian Open. It's some kind of weird rule that I guess if you lose a racket or something like that in the process of a swing, then even if it would have been a point, it's like no point counted against you or something screwy, something really weird.
So if she's like, I'm not going to reach this, let go.
Yeah, she was very far away. Like that backhand wouldn't have made it anyway. It would have still been like 2 feet short.
And then she didn't get a point scored against her because she let go of her racket.
Yeah,
Why would you ever hold on to your racket?
yeah, exactly.
I-
You'll eventually get DQ'd,
If I,
but
was
I
playing
think we
against-
should sign up.
Yeah, if I was playing against Nadal,
It's going to be me and you in the finals, just throwing a racket back and forth. That's it. We're like, Ty, we'll split the money.
yeah,
We can hold the trophy together.
I'd buy a bunch of wooden rackets so I wouldn't have to worry about like losing a nice racket.
yeah.
Is that a racket in your pants?
Or
I
you
think it'd be
just having
hilarious
a
though if they
teammate?
mandate like the Wii remote technology
With the-
where they have the wrist strap for the racket.
I
would
thought
be
you were
pretty
talking
funny.
about like a sport made out of from the Wii controller.
Oh yeah.
Only in Japan. Or
But I mean, how many
Korea.
ball boys have to get like cracked in the head with a racket before they make that mandatory?
Either that or they're gonna have them with like helmets.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the concussion protocol to be put on the ball boys.
Why is he wearing a football helmet? You haven't seen the 2016.
Put your mouth guard back in. What are you doing?
That's good.
I think tennis just got interesting.
It could be a lot. It could be a lot better. Could be a lot better.
The last thing I saw on tennis was a little 10-second video, and it was a ball boy who had like run up and like bounced the ball to the tennis player, and then he turned around to run back, and like he ate it right before he got against the wall. But like he was pro, because like he stood up like nothing happened. Like as the tennis player looked back at him, so you just see the crowd like watching him just eat it, just like trip and fall. But the dude just like corrected himself so perfect, and by the time everyone looks, he's just.
Okay, I'm about to look that up now. I don't remember seeing that. I hope it was U.S. Open because he would have, because that's a hard court. He would have just like ate sandpaper.
I don't know how long ago it was. I mean, I saw it within the last few months, but the internet's gonna have old things on it.
Okay, well, if it's on the internet, then it might have been. Well, if it's a few months, it might. No, it's not the Wimbledon. Cause
My concept of time isn't great either, so enjoy that.
Well, I know tennis, so that's why I like because there's 4 major tournaments every year.
I tried tennis one summer, and I don't like games where the object is not to hit the ball as hard as you can. So
What are you talking about? You can hit the ball as hard as you can.
not when you're new, because then you just hit the ball over the fence, and then you got to chase it, and all that time that you're chasing it, there's other balls coming out of that machine that you could be hitting.
Well, just think of it. If you actually play against another person, there's only one ball involved.
This is true.
Yeah, I tried tennis too, but then I got yelled at because I was switching hands with a racket. And I was like, why would I backhand when I can?
That's not illegal. My sister is ambidextrous. That's how she played tennis in junior high and high school.
And for a lot of things, I am too. So it's like, why would I do this weak backhand when I can just crack it? I can just crack it baseball style.
Yeah.
It's like, look, it scored. It scored. They didn't get it.
Was it this one?
It's not proper technique.
Huh?
Is it sure? You have to play it and see. I can't tell by the still.
What's that?
Oh, I think he may have tried to find the video.
Okay.
So
well,
no.
this is dead air, and no one else can see or hear this.
I
so
can see it and hear it.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's fun.
No, I was asking him because I didn't want to interrupt y'all.
Yeah, he runs into the wall.
Yeah.
Like he trips and goes face first into the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
I'll put in
there's
under
a
Tech
ton,
Minds. You can
but-
view it now. Tech Minds.
That's the best thing.
That's how this week has been. And then we're talking tennis on our podcast.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
When I watch tennis, I didn't even know about this.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
but
the
then
only
again,
part
I didn't
knew
watch the
about.
whole entire French Open, so I didn't even know who won.
So that's French Open?
The French runaway. That's the.
No, well, I was just happy the French Open that Serena Williams didn't win.
I have no concerns over who wins tennis.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those good things about a lot of these sports. You have no favorites, so you're just kind of like your favorites kind of.
The underdog.
Whichever one's the cuter one on the TV is the one I want to win.
Okay,
they get more
definitely
TV
not Serena
time.
Williams. She'll never win.
So yeah, that's how I go with sports. I don't know. The cute people should win.
I'm sorry if I offend a lot of Serena fans, but she looks like a LeVar Arrington, that defensive back or linebacker from Washington Redskins.
If 1% of our fans are Serena fans,
Direct it to me.
yeah, enjoy the hate mail.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'd like to go ahead and take this time right now to remind the audience that the opinions expressed by SAC do not represent Third Coast nerds.
Yep.
What about her sister, Zach?
Aren't they twins?
I think so. That's why I asked.
Well, she's less fugly.
Aren't they identical twins?
No.
No.
I don't know.
Okay.
Well,
I know
apparently
they
one
win a
had.
lot.
Well, Serena had the manly genes, and the sister had the feminine genes, but she still looks manly.
That's
You know what
probably
would be
buy one, get
interesting?
one
You know what
free.
they should do? They should go to Halloween and like cosplay as each other
Oh no, you
and see
can
if
tell
anyone
them.
notices.
Oh no, you can tell them apart because Serena.
Not
looks,
if they're in Halloween costume or doing cosplay.
what like like wearing Oompa Loompa suits or something.
It would be like you cosplaying as like the attendant at the Burger King window. Like no one would know. No one would really know. Realistically, no one would know.
That's why I really liked back in the day when I was a kid. They had those Stone Temple Pilot shirts. You just look like you worked at the oil place.
Yeah.
It's STP right there.
Or
a
like
name tag on.
when Mills. It took a minute. It took a minute for me when Mills dressed as Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince.
Yeah,
Because
That
it was like
good.
it was so perfect, but you still didn't quite know because it's pretty obscure to show up as Uncle Phil to a Halloween party.
Well, he was zombie Uncle Phil because
zombie Uncle
just
Phil.
passed away.
Yeah.
It's actually that the thing I love about him doing that is so he wanted to have fat pants. So he's like, I'm going to borrow some of your pants. And then he didn't need a belt. He was like, shit, I got to lose some weight. I was like, what?
Nice. So what are we looking forward to? Like I said, I got 2 TV shows right now. That's it.
Comicpalooza is next week.
That's
It's next week.
It's not 2 weeks away now.
7.
Since we've started the podcast.
Yeah.
So your timeline operating off of this podcast.
Yeah.
It's coming up soon. The Comic-Con review Facebook page, like the Comic-Con, what is it? It's like convention reviews or something like that.
Yeah. I'm on it.
That's been interesting.
I'm not on that one, I guess.
No. Basically, all it is everyone just it's.
Is it hate?
It's been Space City since Space City happened.
Yeah.
Well, there's been a few things like popping up about other cons, not necessarily near here, and then I've seen quite a bit of positive things from people looking forward to some of the stuff that was announced for Comicpalooza. So
yeah,
I mean it's generally good information if you can weed out the hate.
Well, that's the
I
thing.
just pass through those and go to the others.
That's the thing. Since it's been such a well of negativity for the past 2 weeks, you've got a lot more people coming out and wanting to have a positive experience.
Yeah.
So I think something like that has like the organization that the Comicpalooza does is going to be. It's going to be.
I've been looking at their schedule for like a week and a half already.
Yeah.
The website's sharp. It changed. I don't know when it changed, but the website's like really sharp looking now.
It has like the icon of what it is, so you can scroll through the all and like if you're looking for something particular, just quickly get to it. I like that.
And being able
it's
to
definitely an improvement.
And being able to filter by panel or sign autograph session or photo
room.
Like all that's amazing.
If you want to be lazy and stay in a room, you can just be like, "What's in this room?" I kind of like that.
So,
I'm partial to that room.
Neil, what's happening in the grand hall? What's happening
right
in the biggest room in the joint? What's happening in here?
Have y'all looked at their app at all? I haven't re-downloaded.
I saw something on
this year.
Facebook about it today, but I just redid my phone, so I have to install.
I haven't downloaded it. Yeah, it's a new phone. I've got a new phone since then.
They've done some upgrades after the things I'm seeing on the site because they're registered with Grotix, which I know is a decent app. So I'm wondering if they're kind of grouping together and having the stuff on the site feed into their app. If so, I think it's going to be pretty sharp.
The application worked great. The application worked great last year.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is, if they're making improvement on stuff that's already good, I think that it's going to continue getting better. So I'm looking forward to it, even though I won't be there every day. But
boo.
Yeah, boo. Well, I mean,
Well, I got work.
Damn Space City for stealing the weekend. Comicpalooza should always be on Memorial Day weekend.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't want any con on Memorial Day weekend because I like to go outside.
Yeah.
And like when they give me free days at work to go outside and play, I want to do that.
Yeah.
But I understand.
Well, we had to go outside for the food truck. You have to go outside for smoking. I mean, you still go outside, and there's windows.
But I don't hurl discs at trees.
You could.
I probably
You know
could.
what? I bet you contacted them and said, "Hey, I need a room."
Walk around the con looking for group cosplayers. Just huck discs at them.
I should try to get like 2 of them to stand side by side and put a basket between them and just stay there. Don't move.
Pay
right
Jason to cosplay as the basket. Just walk around.
Just have them set up like random nets everywhere. And just kind of chuck it. Why is it like a disc keep flying through the?
I think you would
arena?
need foam discs, otherwise there'd be a lawsuit.
I've got good aim.
Someone that has like 3 teeth missing, they're moving though. You threw it because you had good aim, but then someone's standing there now.
Yeah, you might be.
Or you
example.
hit one of those one of the Daleks or something like.
Yeah, you might be, like a guest on the anti-bully panel.
It's not bullying if you're. It's kind of like punching someone in the dark. It's a victimless crime.
Now this is just you and your sister.
All right, well then we need to put a whistle and some LEDs on the disc. That way they at least know it's coming.
Well, they do have glow in the dark discs. And they also have discs with like GPS chips that like track flashes and stuff. So
yeah.
you can make the disc visible in any scenario.
But it only glows in the dark if the arena was dark, right?
Wait. So it glows in the dark. Can you do the full like curve yet?
The S curve?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Controlled?
Sometimes.
You know how
that's still the answer.
That glow in the dark party? I just want to get you like 15 to 20 of those discs and see what happens.
Yeah.
Like they see those flying through the air, and they're like, oh, and then you have like the entire crowd moving based off where you throw. That'd be fun. Because that group would catch them and play. Like,
I was thinking more like if you had.
Sounds like if you were trying to herd the crowd.
So drone races. We do those at night, like with LED gates and stuff like that, because it's all POV. So you're on the craft itself. You just have to aim for the gate. I've never done it, but I've seen the video. It looks insane. It looks like, remember at Splash Town they had that enclosed slide that had all the lights and stuff inside.
Yeah,
you couldn't tell where you were. You just knew you were moving, and gravity was in control. So it's kind of like that. It's a lot like that.
How big are these gates? Like, how many times do people hit their drones into like the?
No. I mean, it depends on how challenging you want the course to be. Sometimes, I mean, you're talking about a drone. You're talking about a drone that's like 210 millimeters across, like diagonal. So it's not very huge.
Yeah, but is it like just like a Quidditch circle or like?
No, yeah, something similar.
Something
similar. But I mean, you get some PVC pipe and just bend it and stake it to the ground, or get some tent poles. So it's like picture like the arc of like a 3-person tent.
All right.
Okay.
That's about how big it could be.
Yeah, I've seen those videos like the first person videos of them flying, dude. It's
yeah.
I mean, the gates are.
Is it intense?
Yeah, it's pretty intense. no, but the thing is, it's actually pretty. Like I mean, the gates are. Well, the one I watch is like it's pretty big. But the thing is, like, it's going so fast that it still looks like it's. Like I mean, you would literally have to have like almost dead center. Otherwise, you're going to eat it,
Yeah, some of those guys, they carry so much momentum and so much speed into it that you have to be dead on because you don't have enough time to correct.
Yeah, exactly.
I kind of wish they had because I've been looking at their schedule at Comicpalooza. I kind of wish they had like a drone panel.
Yeah,
I think
why
that'd
didn't you
be
do that, Chad?
Because I've been moving, man.
I think you moved at the worst time of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if
Con
there's a drone
season-
panel, it'd probably be like like peeping or something.
No. Like race drones, I can talk to the Lone Star Multi-Rotor group and see if they're interested in doing something like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Should definitely try to push that next year because I'd sit through that.
You could teach the process on getting it licensed.
Yeah, it's a website. You fill in like 10 questions. It's like, if you find my ID on this drone, here's where you can come and arrest me.
Easy enough.
See, that's why, because I've seen like the videos now where the cops are chasing the drones and all that kind of stuff. That's why if I get a drone, it's going to be one of the aqua drones where I can fly it like into a lake and then like go through the water for a little bit and then shoot back out so they can't find it.
Yeah, well, that's when it helps when you become really good friends with the guys in the tower of whatever the nearest airport is.
Yeah,
you just call them and say like, hey, we're flying out of this this region or this zone or whatever to the northeast of you. So
do you end everything you say with Niner?
Over. Niner over. Niner over.
So apparently ESPN made drone racing a mainstream sport now.
Yeah, it is.
ESPN's picked up disc golf too.
Yeah.
Really?
Like they're starting to spread into. Well, I mean, we've talked about it multiple times with the way things are changing. You've got video games competitions making TV now.
Well, I can see. No, it's not even that. Like I can see the jump for disc golf because it's challenging, it's skills based, and discus is an Olympic sport.
True.
So,
but yeah, they've got to make changes. Like their network. Bill Simmons is gone. Sorry.
Yeah.
He took all the good people that were at Grantland, and now ESPN's got people who yell into a microphone. Not a lot of people watching it anymore.
Anything that has like a 24/7. If you had like a 24/7 comic news network, like if G4 TV was still around, it would be the Fox TV of geek news.
Yeah.
It would just be like controversy. It'd be that all the time. It would be unwatchable.
Unfortunately,
I missed G4.
Yeah.
Kevin Pereira is still doing Attack of the Show. He's just doing it himself now.
Oh,
so it's on the internet. Yeah, it's video. It's a show. It's a real thing. He has like a whole network of shows.
Was my favorite show, Screensavers with Leo Laporte.
Yeah. And Pereira has quite a few of the folks that were on Attack and on G4 as well. So he's carried it on because that's kind of his. That kind of became his baby. That kind of became his thing.
Mm-hmm. Is he doing it alone? Does he have a co-host still?
I honestly, I haven't watched it
Let's find out.
Ever since he stopped doing the Pointless podcast, or he still does the Pointless podcast, it just isn't as good since it's not on Death Squad anymore. But
wasn't
when it was
the
on
Attack of
Death
the
Squad,
Show, wasn't that with Olivia Munn, or was that with Veronica Belmont?
it was with
I think
Munn.
they were both on that at one point.
Man.
Yeah, they were. But Munn,
Yeah, I liked it when Belmont was on it.
Pereira does not have a high opinion of Olivia Munn.
Yeah, I don't either because she was more like as a color commentary, on that show to me.
Yeah.
And now she's getting actress gigs.
Yep.
The only thing I've seen her that she was good in was the show with the guy.
What, in the
with
restaurant?
The thing.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. The show with the guy in the thing.
Well,
Edward Scissorhands.
no.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Olivia Munn was in Star Wars?
Starship Troopers.
Star Wars. Oh,
No, she was in that movie with
King Arthur.
Merlin.
What was the thing? It was a TV
Stargate
show. It was on.
Continuum.
Monty Python.
The Holy Grail.
Why?
Through the Looking Glass.
The Newsroom.
Oh, that was a good one.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Newsroom.
It was only 2 seasons long. It didn't last too. It didn't last
I
too
thought
long.
they did 3.
No, they did 2.
Okay, then I'm caught up.
Season 1 was great. Season 2 got lost in this all like, oh,
Yeah.
romance, and
Yeah.
stopped being what the show was about. So,
Yeah, the first season was awesome. And then
I
the
watched
second one I
one
agree was
news
like,
show.
but
News Radio?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved that one. I loved that one. Well, you watched The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, Tom. We used to watch that at the house. when
There
we
was
all lived
nothing else
together.
on at 5:30.
Just saying, we used to watch it. I mean, that's how I got my news for many years.
Yeah. I have been out of the loop since I stopped watching late
Yeah.
night TV.
so with I guess back to Comicpalooza because we don't really have anything else to talk about.
Do you have anything saved? Any panels you plan on going to?
I haven't yet, but I'm not bad mouthing the con or anything, but honestly, the headliners are weak. Well, I say like
You don't have any comic book
not weak in
headliners.
content, weak in number. Like the quantity of headlining guests is not that great. You have the Aliens panel, you have Kate Beckinsale, and
Boondock Saints.
yeah, and the Boondock. That's
Eliza Dushku.
not a whole lot going on though. I mean, you could over 3 days that can get pretty thin on content, which is kind of a good thing because you can check out all the peripheral panels that are always at Comicpalooza because they got like all sorts of. I think all of the smaller all the smaller panels are sometimes more interesting than the big panels.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of their guests are visual media, TV or movie, which is not your bag. They've had bigger comic book guests in the past.
Yeah.
Personally,
Well, last year was a big year for comic
Yeah.
book guests.
yeah,
At least to me, anyway.
Well, and Aliens to me is a pretty big thing. Like I've met half of the Aliens cast at
Well, I
Texas
mean-
Frightmare Weekend a few years ago, but
Sigourney Weaver and Bill Paxton. That's a big draw.
Yeah.
That's a big.
I've already got both of their autographs. So
Yeah, I'm gonna go listen to them talk regardless.
yeah, the Aliens panel I think is on Saturday. Yeah, 2:00 General Assembly. But the bad thing is that you got to pick between that or the Carl Weathers Q&A.
Yeah, I'll go Aliens. That's
You
what
gonna
I'm
go with
doing.
Aliens?
Yeah, I'll go with Aliens. That's cool.
I have questions related to Happy Gilmore. I need answers. And see, that's the one thing I didn't have at Space City Con. There were no conflicts.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, I'm
and
on-
half the time there weren't panels apparently.
I've got Friday at 11:30. I'm deciding between comedy and science fiction fantasy, or unique character and creature design. Primarily because we've been looking into playing Pathfinder, so that could be interesting in the creature to thinking out different creatures and different things you can play with.
It's got 19 legs.
Right.
Something like that. That's creative.
And then I actually earmarked introduction to voice acting just to kind of see how that goes, because a lot of the games that I play, you can add that to it. So half of my gaming group already does.
I can't wait to see this.
You could be the Hodor of Giggles.
Yeah, it's we got some fun. Like this game, Sheriff of Nottingham. By the way, it's on sale for $16.99 somewhere on Reddit. If you don't have it yet, it's really good.
Reddit has a store.
There's a board game deals subreddit,
Oh,
and
I really need to get on Reddit again.
there's a lot of really good deals. But Sheriff of Nottingham, I think I've explained here before, where you kind of try to smuggle things in, and it rotates who's the sheriff, so the inspector per se. So a lot of times you're either playing the sheriff and you can act the sheriff character out, or you can act the vendor out. And some people use that to their advantage when they want to sneak contraband in, because it's a little more difficult to want to inspect someone's package if you've got them laughing the whole time. So, and that works both ways for those of you that are looking at me. But yeah, so maybe possibly go to the voice acting, and then I've got a break until George does his FX Masters panel. I want to hit that.
Oh, I missed that on the schedule. Yeah,
5 o'clock on Friday, Kyle.
Nope.
I mean, George is always fun to listen to. He's got great stories, and I'll be in that one.
I've been listening to it for years, and I still haven't heard the stories.
Like
I don't think I've heard the same story twice yet.
Yeah, he's got a lot going on, and this is the first con I've seen him. I'm going to be seeing him at this year.
Well, it's the first con. I think I don't know if he was there last year. I think he skipped a year.
He had a really big booth at Comicpalooza last year.
Was that last year?
He had that
one?
big.
Okay, I thought that was the year before.
That was his wife's steampunk kind of stuff was all set up, I thought.
Well, no, that was the Fallout 4.
Yeah, Fallout 4.
Or not Fallout 4, Fallout Houston.
Yeah, Fallout, yeah.
But I thought that was the year before, because I thought he was on a project or something, because he had limited con last year.
Well, see, I think it was last year, because I didn't get to see him much, because I was in the General Assembly recording a lot.
I think it may be that he had the booth, but he wasn't there much.
Yeah, I only saw him one time.
And then at Renaissance last year, he wasn't there a few of the weekends.
He wasn't there the weekend I went. One of the weekends I went.
Yeah.
The other one, I just said hi, and he pretty much left. So it was.
So I'm hoping he probably has something big going on. I'm wondering if part of it was Civil War or something. I don't know.
You never know.
But I'm looking forward to hearing the story from it.
But you're not going to be able to, because it's Friday at 5.
I'll see him Saturday. If he's there, I'll be like, hey, it's been a while.
I'll see if get some of that recorded for you.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And then Saturday, I want to go to the Winter is Coming, a Game of Thrones panel, just because a lot has happened on Game of Thrones.
Yeah. So the thing you posted about your boy possibly coming back.
What did you think about that?
I haven't seen the episode.
He will not reply to my Facebook message. I've already tried. I sent him that, and I was like, "Your musketeers believe," and I can see that it's been read.
He's probably just really confused. Like more like, "Where's my whiskey?"
Well, he was on the big Game of Thrones podcast last week. So a lot of people are like, oh, I don't know if he was on the Game of Thrones podcast, but they really have him on there like the week before.
They do like to mess with you.
But it has been the season of people coming back. So, I mean, we can all hope that Miltos. And when was the last time he was at a con?
No, recently. He's just been doing them over in Europe.
Exactly, and where are they shooting Game of Thrones?
Good point. Good point.
He's been at Comicpalooza, what, 3 years in a row now?
No, not this year.
Exactly. Like, he was coming to Space City and Comicpalooza doing his water dance class.
Yeah, they had new sword people this year. I was like,
so
no,
I was
you're
like,
not real.
He didn't come to see us. Maybe he's got a reason. So I'm really hoping he replies to my message about 8:15 on Sunday and was like, yeah.
Well, I mean, it would be 9:15, wouldn't it? Because it comes on at 9.
It comes on at 8.
I've been watching it an hour late for no apparent reason.
It hits Plex at 9.
No, I got HBO Go.
Like you've been doing it the wrong time.
Well, normally I'm not even home, so that's
you get less lag though.
Yeah, I remember like it took 45 minutes to get it to start streaming the episode 1. It's like I'm just gonna go sit and come back in an hour.
So Saturday I got to go see my girl Eliza Dushku. So I'll be at that panel at 12:30.
Do you have bail money set aside?
I'll give someone bail money.
Okay.
Yeah, ask her if Banshee's coming back. I want to know about that.
If what is?
Banshee.
Okay.
Because she was in Banshee season 4.
She's been in a lot of series that were like one season that I've liked.
Yeah, and ask her if she bought it from was it Heisenberg?
Heisenberg.
Yeah, she'll know what I'm talking about.
I'm sure.
Ask her if she's willing to convert her archery skills to the small screen and make Arrow interesting again.
Why? What's the name? Finally died. I'm still happy about that.
He's going to be a fan of Arrow from now and forever unless Laura.
So I got a
back.
question for you about the Arrow. Did you watch Flash?
I haven't watched the latest.
About the
the last couple episodes.
Well, because of the way they're combining all of the universes on the one channel now, and had he seen the final episode of Flash, I could ask him if he thinks that is going to affect Arrow.
And the other thing
Well,
Yeah.
Arrow and then
Legends of
DC.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, Legends of Tomorrow.
Because
That's
if
started getting boring to me after the girl from Firefly. After she had her one episode, it's back to boring now.
Jewel State.
Yeah, Jewel State. Because the thing is, I was waiting for that episode. I was just hoping and praying, waiting.
Yeah.
And finally, when it came, I was like, okay, she might be back because the fact that she has a direct relation to one of the main. But then after that, it's just like, whatever. I mean, even
the show's about time travel, so you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, but I mean, that show, and then what's the other show? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for some reason just started getting boring for me too.
Well, I don't even know why you're here.
I'm at least I can say I'm just not caught up.
No, this last few episodes of S.H.I.E.L.D. Are you done with the season? You finished it?
No, I'm not caught up yet.
What season are you on?
The current season, the one that they took 4 months off.
Oh, so you're at the break time.
No. I already started back up.
Just watch a couple more episodes because it's really, really good.
I think I'm up to the part where Daisy runs off.
Okay.
Yeah.
It gets better.
Way to run it for me.
Well, you don't know where she runs off to. Maybe she runs off to into the ocean with her top
trust me,
off.
I know. That's why I have a guest room.
Yeah, maybe she ran off into the ocean with her top off.
That would be good TV.
Yeah.
They're doing a career retrospective for Mark McKenna, which could be interesting. Long-time comic book artist.
I know the name. I don't know the work.
A lot of stuff. He's hopped over all the major publishers. X-Men, Spider-Man, Batman, Justice League. He's worked on a lot of stuff. He's had a long career, so that could be interesting.
You got an H4 that one?
What's that?
You got an H4 that one?
What's H4?
In your little recording box?
H6.
Oh, H6.
Six. Oh, you got the good one. Oh, that's right. It's two better.
Yeah, it's two more better.
Two more better.
Yeah.
Two more better.
Yeah. It has the 2 extra removable head microphones.
Yeah. And so I'm curious, because there's I made buddies with a dude that usually hosts a lot of these comic book panel guys, like these artist panels. So I haven't gotten in contact with him yet to see if he's hosting anything at this event. But got to do that because hopefully get him on a podcast sometime or somewhere in that weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did Eastman.
Oh yeah,
last
that's
year.
right. I remember that.
Yeah.
I showed up about 5 minutes late for that one because I was in the main.
I was in there for the last 15 minutes of Gwar, and it was really interesting. Because you get there, and it's like, these guys don't look like Gwar. But
Well, most of the comic book people, Eastman, I actually knew some of his stuff.
Yeah.
So, I was interested in it, but I was in the main assembly doing, I forget what panel was. I mean, I was in that room all weekend.
Yeah, you were there for everything.
But I really enjoyed his panel. I came in and stood at the back. I didn't even sit down.
Yeah.
But I liked that panel quite a bit. He actually had a little presentation, and
yeah, it was put together. It was like start to finish.
Well.
It was good.
Yeah. So I figured the way that he approached his work would be very organized and very thought through, just by how much more elevated his panel was compared. I mean, it's great. I have no problem with someone just showing up and talking in front of a mic for an hour, answering questions. That's what we like. But he put in some effort, had some screens, all that kind of stuff. That's one of the reasons I like Diana Botsford so much.
Mm-hmm.
I went to her panel about going to the Arctic when she was writing that Stargate book. I mean,
that was awesome.
She had an awesome panel with some great pictures of going up to Antarctica. It was awesome.
And you got to see kind of how she processes things before she starts writing. And I kind of want to just go see what other books she has. It's like
I hadn't seen her at any of the cons this year.
And she's supposed to live here in Houston still, unless she moved.
Maybe.
Which those
she could have been running from the water.
Yeah. That would be a panel. That would be a good panel. How to Oregon Trail in Houston. How to make your Corolla watertight and float the bayou.
That would be very, very useful right now.
That's funny. I still see somebody with a Cadillac station wagon with the doors open for 2 days now. down in the corner from your house here, Kyle.
Another
what day is that? You said that
I had the page open. I closed it. But there's another panel, X-Men and Social Movements, which could be interesting.
But you said bad things about X-Men.
The movie, yeah.
That's all anyone's going to want to talk about because it's new.
The premise and the idea of the whole thing is phenomenal. Like I said many times, like I've said before in this podcast, a Netflix X-Men show set in the 60s with all of the social relevance that the X-Men has.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's the
Words are hard.
Words are hard. I'm so very tired. But the Civil Rights Movement.
Okay. Yeah.
The X-Men is a direct parallel to it. And having a show, if you've ever read Marvel's, like the book, I can't remember which one it is. I think it's issue
one of
2.
the 80 encyclopedias.
No, one of the 4.
Oh, one of the big 4.
No. Marvel's was a 4-issue miniseries.
Oh, that's it.
Done by Alex Ross.
Huh.
And it kind of sums up, the golden years of Marvel. But it does it through the eyes, like the perspective of this photographer for this journalist that's kind of, documenting things as they happen.
Interesting.
So you see, like, the first appearance of the X-Men on the streets through his eyes. And people go nuts and they lose their minds,
Yeah.
They're hurling bricks at him and,
Unfortunately, things have gotten to the point now to where I was reading something on Reddit or something the other day. I don't remember where it was, but they were talking about Tony Stark's suitcase or briefcase suit he had in one of the movies.
Yeah,
and we're like, is that such old technology now that he doesn't use something like that in the later movie Civil War or those kind of things?
Well,
and
you think about like drone technology. He could just have, which it pretty much seems that's the way it operates now. Is that he has his watch and then he has parts of his suit that just kind of orbit somewhere and wait for him to call.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, like with it's 2016, drones are just about everyone has one. Yeah. Everyone knows about what they are. The idea that you can have a glove or like a whole leg of a suit just orbiting somewhere, like it's a suit that can fly. It makes you fly. It's not that hard to believe that the individual pieces of this thing can stay somewhere.
Yeah, but one of the things, I don't know, it probably was as big of a thing back then as it is today, but like the simple answer for the reason why they don't use the briefcase suit anymore is because they've already sold the toys for the briefcase suit. Mm. And that's one thing I'd like to see in that, if that was noticed or identified as a driving factor, like we know it is today. You know, because, half the spoilers we get on characters, like the spoilers this week we got about Doctor Strange, were from the Lego set that was released. Yeah. And that happened on some of the Marvel stuff last year, how we knew about characters because the Lego set came out with them before the movie did. Yeah. So it's just kind of interesting how toys are driving.
And we mentioned that too, or I mentioned that a few episodes ago about Iron Man, is it, 2 or 3, the villain changed based on what they thought the toy would sell. Because they were going to have a female villain. Yeah. And they were like, that toy's never going to sell, so we have to change that.
So was there any mention of that in those books? Did you see the same type parallel to today?
In Marvel's?
Yeah.
About product placement and selling? No.
No. Not at all? Back then?
No, because it was like, it was in the Marvel, but it wasn't like real world. They didn't like Last Action Hero this whole thing.
Oh, they could Inception themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah. But that scene where you first see the mutants, you first see the X-Men, and this guy like hucks a brick and nails Cyclops in the head. He turns, he's about to blow him away, and I think it's like Angel that grabs his shoulder and says like, "Don't do it. He's just not worth it." And like it's like the way this guy like thinks about that phrase, sort of the superiority of mutants over normal humans. They're just not worth it to deal with anymore.
Well, I'm fairly certain if I was superhuman, I would embrace the super portion of my name and realize that I'm better than you. Yeah. I have something about me that makes people call me super, and you're just normal. So I'm that much more than you.
So you're just gonna call them normies.
Yeah, right?
I got 2 extra syllables that describe me.
See, that's what we need to write a comic book about, these superheroes that just know they're superheroes. So it's not them doing superhero things. It's them just like talking down and belittling in their day-to-day. Like,
you would be on the
you also need a comic book that's about the normies.
The normies.
And like what happens after, right? You just call it normies, right? Norm Macdonald can be a guest star. And like it's just like how depressed they are afterwards and they feel insignificant, and so they step on flowers, and I don't know, just sounds like a good idea.
And you would be a guest on the anti-bullying panel again.
Yeah, Sunday's kind of light for me. Looking at the schedule, I only have 2 things scheduled for that day. Boondock Saints Q&A, because that's one of my favorite movies. That's a really good movie. I'm watching that this week.
Still haven't
Maybe
seen
next
that.
week too.
Still haven't seen that movie.
And then I want to do the Q&A with Alan Oppenheimer. That dude's been the voice of many things that I've watched on TV throughout the years.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that Q&A. But there seems to be less of the smaller panels on Sunday that I'm interested in. But the Boondock Saints one, I'm definitely going to be in there for that. That's going to be fun.
And there you go. That's it. Maybe.
Well, they did announce the Project Era phone, the Google modular phone.
It would be fantastic if it didn't look like it would shatter and scatter in a million pieces when you dropped it. Like it doesn't look like the most sturdy piece of technology.
It still looks clunky. That's my big issue with it.
Yeah, it reminds me like
Although
even when it came out, you know, you would look at the Game Boy and go like, that's a pretty big brick. You know, that's a brick of many things. And that's the way I feel about this phone. Like, it doesn't seem like we're moving forward at all. It just seems like we're taking a step back just with the idea of being able to swap all this stuff out. I don't really think you need to. I don't think I like
the idea.
I like to tinker. I like to tinker with things. It's kind of cool, but I'm just not that into doing that with a phone. You know,
I like the idea. I'm just not a fan of like all these interchangeable.
I got
parts.
fat fingers, so sometimes like getting to RAM sucks in a computer. I'm not imagining having to like piece a phone together with sausage fingers.
Well, it's supposed to be all like slide and play, like click, 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 click.
It's not easy making Legos stick together sometimes.
Well, actually, from what I read, it's actually like was it when you plug it in to eject it, you actually have to go into the operating system or whatever, and it actually pops it out. Like you can't literally like just.
It's mechanical eject, but it's software driven.
So this is the thing. The software locks up. What do? You pull the battery out. Oh wait, I can't. The software has to tell that module to pop out.
Or I can actually hack your phone and make it eject all the pops out on the phone. Also,
that's actually going to be hilarious when that like people start selling like, little buttons that just does a blast and everyone's at the mall. And then
you know what? I want that camera. I'm making it eject.
Well, I'd imagine that there has to be some sort of case to go on the outside of it because that's kind of like a big third party business.
Yeah.
Is cases for phones, but then how do you accommodate a phone that can be in almost any configuration you want?
This is true.
Yeah,
China, that's your challenge.
China.
Well, you just have to make a case that's modular as well.
But then it kind of goes counterintuitive to the whole idea of a case. If a case pieces together, it's not one piece and it can fall apart.
Well, most OtterBoxes require a front and a back.
Yeah.
I don't like OtterBoxes. I think they're dumb.
I don't either.
I
don't
think
like
you
it
should
all.
be an adult and not drop your freaking phone.
This actually.
By the way,
mainstream, I would use super glue just to glue all the modules together on somebody's phone I hate.
By the way, Sharks win. Sharks win.
Oh,
so
he's talking the hocky.
Oh, okay.
Is it over now? Is that like 4 now?
No. This is just game 5.
Oh, so it's 3-2 now?
Yeah, 3-2.
Oh, okay.
Penguins got a huge lead on them.
I didn't even know that they were on game 3 already of the NBA Finals. I thought it was over.
Steph Curry acting fool on the bench. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was happy to watch him go like 0 for 9 in the first half of the game. Shimmy this.
Tell us how you really feel.
Right.
So yeah, I guess that's
Is that a wrap?
I guess that's a wrap, man.
Awesome.
So we'll reconvene next Thursday, and
you should have your Comicpalooza schedules done by then, so we know who's going to be hitting what.
Yeah, I predict I'll probably spend quite a bit of time in the gaming room and do some live podcasting from there. Or I say live podcasting, I'm going to record some stuff that's going to come out days after that.
Yeah.
Not like not like days. It'll be days, and you can download it and you can replay. Like, hey, I saw that dude being weird in the game room with booms and mics and everything else, and it was just it was really odd. So yeah, there's that.
Enjoy.